So for the next section, we're going to talk about loops. We've already seen loops with onStart and forever. onStart isn't really a loop, but it's in a sense a type of loop. It's a loop that only runs once. But forever is a loop that runs, as the name suggests, forever. So we're going to look at multiple loops. We're going to look at while loops. We're going to look at for loops, and we're also going to look in forever loops. Since we've already touched on forever a little bit, let's start with forever loops. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a project. We just created two projects, which is one you shake for a dice, and you can also shake to generate a rock, paper, or scissors symbol. To play to play the game rock, paper, scissors using the Microbit. But what if you want to count the score of the players, right? Because when you play, you usually don't play one round. You usually play 3 rounds, 5 rounds, or whatever, right? So let's go onto the computer and let's make a small project that counts the score. So I'll just walk you through the premise of the project, and you can modify this slightly depending on what you want to do. But basically, if player A wins, he'll press the A button, it'll show his score on the screen. If player B wins, it'll show player B's score, and the Microbit will show whoever's winning on the screen at all times. So after you press button A, it's going to show the player A score, and then it's going to disappear, and then it's going to show whoever's winning the game so far. Right, let's go on over to the computer and program this. So I come over here, sorry about that. As we start with a new project, you get a forever and an onStart. And what we're going to start with is we're going to start with creating two variables. The first variable is going to be player A score. Player A score. Then I'm gonna make player B score, player B score. So now I have two variables to the score. And remember how we had the condition where we on button A press player A score will change, and on button B press player B score will change. So we'll use the change player A score for that, and we're gonna drag the same block, but we're just gonna select player A score, and then we can change it to player B score. So by doing so, you can basically change which variable is being modified using this down arrow key, because for every variable you make, it won't give you a unique sticker like set player A score and then set player B score. It's just one sticker, and then you drag it over and you can press the drop down menu and select player B score. So we're going to change it by 1. Again, if it was a different type of game where you want 2 points or 3 points or whatever, or like a deeper game where you can win either 1 point, or in some cases you can win multiple points, sort of like advanced game, then you can change that again. So we're just going to leave this at 1, and what we're going to do is after we change that, we have to show the number on the screen, right? Remember our condition was show the player's number. So we're going to do player A score. So what this will do is it'll show whatever value is stored inside this variable. So again, the Microbit doesn't have to keep track. It'll be stored in the memory, and it'll just reference from the memory. And we'll do the same for player B score. So I just use the duplicate function as I've been using before. So now we have this. What we're going to do next is use something called clear screen. Clear screen, and we can just Google it. Google as in search it at the top, or you can go into basic, go into more, and it's clear screen. It's the first option. So I'm going to add this to both, and what this does, in fact I'll show you on the simulated Microbit on the side, is after showing the number, like the points, after like a second or two, it will clear the screen. So imagine you press A here, it'll show 1 and then clear. You press B, it'll show 1 and then clear. 2 and then clear, right? And I'll just reset this and pause that. So for the second part of our project, we've already integrated the track. We've already integrated the score counter. Now let's integrate a constant display of who's winning, right? So we're going to go into forever, and this is where our forever loops come into play. So we're going to go into forever. We're going to set we're going to use logic, and we're going to press the plus. So we're going to use an if true and an else statement. So if, again, we're going to see who's winning, right? And we're going to constantly display the winner on the screen. So if we're going to use this greater than and lesser than comparator. So if let's say player A score is greater than player B score, sorry, I'll just organize this. Yeah. So if player A score is bigger than player B score, then show string. So string again stands for any sort of text A, and if not, show string B. This will have an issue, as you will see soon. I'll just display this. Look, before we start, so I'm going to reset the simulator, and as you can see, it's showing this screen B. The reason for this, I'll give you a minute to think about it. So pause the video here if you want to figure this out on your own. Okay, I'm hoping you guys have tried to figure this out on your own, and maybe you have. And if you haven't, watch on. I'll explain why this wouldn't work, why this is a bug. So what's happening here is when you start, both players start with 0 points, right? When you initialize the variable, they both, player A and player B at the start of the game, have 0 points. So what's happening here is, if player A score is bigger than B, is 0 bigger than 0? No. So then it's going to go to the else loop and say show string B. Aha. So that's why, because these both 0 is not bigger than 0, it's going to show B. So what we need to do is in fact add one more else if statement, and we're going to just duplicate this, and we're just going to create a special condition which just says if player A score equals to player B score, then clear screen, you know, so show nothing on the screen. So now if we see our code, I'm just going to reset it. Our microbit here shows nothing at the very start. I'm going to press button A, it's going to show 1, and then it's going to show A, so that means player A is winning. I'm going to press B, so then it shows 1, disappears, and then now both of them are tied, right? So it's not going to show anything on the screen. And now I press B again, so player B has 2 points, and now it's showing B. What if you want to show a tie? Because when the screen is clear, you might not be sure as to what's happening. So what we can do is, in fact, we can also show the string. We can remove the clear screen, and we can show the string T. T stands for tie, right? So when we start, at the very start, it's a tie because both players have 0 points. Then player A wins a point, and then it'll show 1, and then it'll go back to showing A because now player A is winning. Let's press B, so now both of them have 1 point. Now it's a tie, and etc. Now you can understand how this forever loop works. It's forever, as long as the microbit's running, it's going to be checking for if one of the players have a higher score than the other, or if they have a tie, and appropriately display A, T, and B. You guys also would have now learned the clear screen function, so you can clear the screen, because if you don't clear the screen, then it'll perpetually show player B score or player A score when you press the button A or B, and in this case it will override the show string A, T, and B. Again, we'll go over to the overhead view and we'll just look at this project on the microbit once the code is flashed. So just go ahead, on the bottom, let's save this as score counter. We're gonna hit the download button and we're gonna flash it. Okay, so this is the score counter code that we just wrote, and we're just gonna test it out on the microbit. So I've got my cable, I've already flashed the microbit here, but make sure you go flash the microbit before you start. So as soon as I plug it in, it's gonna show me a tie. Here, I'll bring it closer to the screen. Yeah, because it's a tie, right? Both of the players have 0 points. So now I'm gonna press button B. So it'll add 1 point and then show that player B is winning, right? If I press player A, both of them, it'll show again, player A has 1 point. So now it's a tie, right? Both player A and player B have 1 point each. Let's give player A another point. So now he has, oops, I didn't press that hard enough. He has 2 points and player A is winning. Now let's press player B. Player B has 2 points and now it's a tie. Player A, let's press twice. So once, 3 points, A is winning. Once more, 4 points, and let's press it once more. So, oops, 5 points, and now player A is winning. So again, now I press B, it'll show 3, 4, and 5, and now it's a tie again. So yeah, that's the code. Hope you guys understood it. Thanks.